Judd Apatow's The Bubble on Netflix, getting caught up with it.
We are indeed. And this is a star-studded extravaganza, and it is such a waste of massive talent.
I got him! And cut!
So this is about a big, dumb sci-fi movie that is being shot during the pandemic. And it's what everybody has to go through as they are quarantining to make Cliff Beast 6, the sixth film in the apparently terribly shitty Cliff Beast series. It looks like a very low budget version of Jurassic Park and or World. Basically. And Karen Gillan is the star of it, but you also have Leslie Mann, of course, Judd Apatow's wife, and this whole huge cast of people, and David Duchovny is in it. And it's it's how they navigate all of the quarantine protocols while also trying to make this terrible movie. And they're all staying at this giant luxury hotel in the English countryside. And there's also a soccer team there. And it just keeps going. And it's just the same joke over and over again. And it occupies this weird space where it is simultaneously like too late on jokes because the pandemic has evolved so rapidly, and also too soon. Like, I don't want to watch a movie yet about the pandemic.
Right. And they don't have anything. It's not like they have anything to say about it. Like, I think maybe with some time and reflection, they could get there. But, like there's this whole notion, like when the Imagine video came out, this idea of like, oh yeah, celebrities, when they aren't being in the public eye and are stuck at home like the rest of us, aren't special or interesting, and this movie tries to kind of touch on that, but they don't ultimately have anything to say about celebrities or the industry during COVID or any of that stuff. Right. It just sort of like, it's this setup for jokes that never happen. And I'm sure a ton of this was improvised in that Apatow way. And it very rarely, every 5 to 10 minutes, you get kind of a, so yeah, all the marquee names are pretty much wasted here. For me, the movie belongs to a guy I'd never seen before named Harry Trevaldwyn, who plays a PA on the set. And he's really funny, and his responses are very unpredictable, but also like fit into this character that he creates. But the rest of the movie is just like, it was giving me vibes of being trapped in the theater watching Don't Look Up Again.
It is kind of similar to that in that it is too long and it has a fantastic cast, and there's so much else you'd rather be watching them all doing, right? It's the Gene Siskel test of would you rather watch them having lunch with each other? Yes.
Totally. And it's like, this is a movie where, and like Don't Look Up, it is butting up against something that is ripe for satire and something that could be cool and funny and interesting and provocative to talk about. But then it just has it wants credit for having had the idea of butting up against the big topic without actually really doing anything with it. I mean, Pedro Pascal is in this movie. They're just, it just sort of flops around, and you just keep waiting for it to go somewhere and do something. And it doesn't even follow its own internal logic. Like everybody arrives at the hotel, they have to quarantine for 2 weeks. So they're all in their room, like having cabin fever, and they're getting room service and losing their minds. And then they shoot for 1 day, and then bam, there's a positive test, and they're supposed to go quarantine again. And they're like, oh no. But then the next day they're all congregating in the hotel lobby. It's like, oh, okay. So we're not doing that anymore, right?
And there are no consequences for that. It's not like, oh, everybody then gets COVID because they broke the rules.
It's making it up as it goes along. And and again, these are the sort of things that you forgive when a movie is funny, and it's not funny.
I would say that the way it turns out, if you can stick it out to the very end of this movie, the twist at the end, the way it all resolves itself is more interesting than everything that came before it.
Yes. And if that twist had happened in real life, it too would be far more interesting than The Bubble was.
Yeah. So I'm saying 2, like, it's just a bummer. Like, I maybe laughed once or twice. And even like Cliff B6 isn't interestingly terrible. Think about all the bad movies within movies we've seen over the years and how you think, oh, I kind of want to see that movie. Like Cliff B6 is bad in a very generic way.
Yeah. Or you could at least like, they could have written that movie within the movie to sort of be a more incisive like parody about why movies are bad now or why franchise movies are bad, and they don't. It isn't, and it's a waste of time. I will also say too,
Okay.
this is pointless.
Let's say 2, and we basically just reviewed this just to be on record for it.
Yeah. Boo.
Don't
Watch Apollo
watch
10.5 instead.
Yes, watch Apollo 10.5 instead.
Hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.